What's up, everybody? So our gray water system screwed up and basically kept clogging, coming out of the ground, you know, all that kind of nasty stuff if you have a gray water system. And so we decided, you know what, we found it, we dug it up. It was full of dirt and grease and other nasty crap, so we decided we were just gonna dig the whole thing up and replace it ourselves. Quite a bit, did 100 feet. All we have is a washing machine and a sink. And you're looking at me funny. And dishwasher, actually. And our main tank, I'll show you, is right here. Underneath this, there's a big concrete tank where the water comes in and it comes up and out of the other pipe. All the heavy shit's supposed to settle, and then it goes through that pipe. We just put in this new black pipe, and we ran it all the way down there. This is some of the debris, the grease that builds up in there, and we pour out all our grease, but it doesn't matter. 2, maybe even 3 years worth of doing dishes and laundry, and you wind up with these nasty clumps here of just matter and grease and stuff like that. But anyway, that was all through the system. And then the other issue, tripping. The other issue was that when they put in the system, they didn't cover the pipe. So you see that little bit of sock right there? I put that on whenever I dug it up the first time. But there was no sock. There was nothing around it. And it could just, plenty of dirt through all these little perforated holes on the bottom. And I just touched this barehanded, I realize that now. But I don't know if you can see that in there. It is caked with mud. As I lifted it up, it's just sliding on down inside of it. But it weighs a friggin' ton. There were splits in it everywhere, like this one. And the moment you pick it up to move it, you get all kinds of cracking and breaking. But you can see the mud and the grease in there and the buildup. So I took that off. We dug up, we got the kids, the wife, everybody. Oops, I turned it the wrong way. That was lovely of me. So we got the kids, we got everybody to come out here and dig. We dug down to our 18 inches. And we dropped our pipe in now. It's gonna go all the way down here to the end. Has a sock on it this time. I don't really give a damn about surrounding it with rock. You know it's gonna get compacted with sand and dirt anyway, so there should already be some rock underneath that trench. And it's gonna come down here to this big trench we dug. I'm gonna connect all these together, and then they're gonna go flip side upside down on top of that. And this bad boy is just gonna drain underneath there. I'm gonna put a bunch of rock on the bottom of it to keep these from twisting over time. And it's just like those black ones that you can buy. They're $50 for 5 feet. I paid $10 a barrel. I got 2 barrels. I paid 20 bucks. I create, what are these, 3 feet each? So 12-foot drain field. And we'll put those rocks down, we'll flip those over, put it on top, and then cover it back with dirt. But this pipe is perforated all the way through. Unlike that other pipe where it just has holes on the bottom, this one actually has holes all the way around it and allows it to drain properly. And so I didn't really record the starting process of it all. There's our old stuff over there where we dug up holes to see what was going on. And she was mostly coming up right here in this hole. This hole is like 5 feet deep. And then there's the other ones over here. I don't even know if you can see the pipe anymore. A lot of leaves blowing in here. Hopefully the wind's not going crazy on the camera. But you get down here and look, they ran it right past those trees. So you can actually see it in here. There's some leaves over it right there. But you can see it right there. Oh. Oh. You can actually see it right there. There's a hole There were so many holes in this thing. This one, I was able to pull off completely because they had put some kind of half-ass connection from one piece to the other, and there was tree roots growing in. I mean, you see all these tree roots right here. Right there's the #1 sign. Don't run it this way. Especially when you got two big trees right there. And I thought it ran this way because that would be wiser to run it away from the tree, but no. It runs right here. It runs straight towards me, right beside those trees, to my feet. And then I think they continued it on into towards the creek. So, bad idea, real bad idea. We're gonna bury all this crap back up. We're saying to hell with that line. We're not gonna mess with that anymore. This is eventually gonna be a pond right here. So I don't want anything running underneath it anyway. But we gotta put all this dirt back when we're done. And make it look nice, if possible. So the original line ran this way, and then it starts going off underneath. So we just said, you know what, we're gonna cut over here. We're gonna go off over there where the tree's far away and there's nothing else growing. And that's what we got going on. So just wanted to give you some ideas. Now, ideally, we would have put rock all through this trench and made it to where it could, I guess, drain better. I don't know. Everything that was already in the ground is just sand. And there's really no rock underneath what was already there. And if you think about it, sand, where we're at, all this sand is just gonna go around that rock and pack it in anyway, so I don't really see the point in the rock. I think the sock is the most important part, and the perforation on the pipe. If this thing were to ever clog up, I think it's gonna be way down there on the far end, which I can always dig up and clean out later on, but I think it'll be years and years and years before that happens. This is just gray water. Even the old line, most of the oil, it seemed like it collected at the top of the pipe, which means it was always getting clogged. And that pipe was half full of dirt and oil and grease. And anyway, just an idea if you want to try to put in a gray water system. Preferably you don't have clay like I do, but that's okay. I got a foot of regular soil above it to drain into. Hopefully that works. Anyway, you guys be good. Later. All right, so I'm gonna show y'all partially finished product. We went ahead and zip tied all the barrels together. We went ahead and zip tied all the barrels together, and very carefully turned it upside down, put it in the hole. We put a little bit of rock first, all the way around, where the pipe was going down the middle. That pipe. We put rock on all the sides so that way these barrels don't try to twist over time. And then we put the landscaping cloth across there. It's like a plastic basically. It could let water through, but for the most part it ain't gonna let no dirt through it. And then we covered that with rock on the edges to hold it down. Both ends, put some right here by the neck. And then we put some here on the very, very bottom. It's partially covered with rock. But now we have an entire drain field here. So this whole thing would have to fill plumb full of water, plus the entire line going all the way up before anything backs up in my house. And I don't think that's gonna happen for years and years and years to come. Now I wish I had a tractor to push all this damn dirt in. We dug it by hand, and we did it in about a day, but it was pure painful. This clay, I mean, it's already pottery just from sitting out here drying, but it's hard as a rock. And so my thought was get some small trees that don't get very big at all, and kind of plant them near it, but not on it. Maybe do a little small garden area over here where it can pull the moisture from the ground. Honestly, I think most of it will dissipate. I don't think it's gonna make a difference. I think most of it's gonna drain off and it won't really matter. But all this down here stays moist the majority of the year. During the summer, it gets a little dry, but not too bad. And so now we're gonna come through and we're gonna cover all this back up with dirt. I'm gonna leave it kind of mounded right here. And then I'll probably plant some decent looking plants. The roots won't do nothing crazy. Maybe some annuals so that way they die off. They'll just help suck any water, extra water. And it should be pretty damn filtered by the time it gets down there. We ain't gonna eat them or nothing, but anyway, that's all of it. There's one way to do it, redneck way. Later.